Terrebethian Air Force helicopters. Trying to keep things at bay, having some trouble. Gorons. Here showing the Terrebethian Liberation Front rebels moving in. Moving very close, actually. They have some backup here from, actually, these are Goron troops, Goron tank, Goron vehicles. Earlier Goron artillery strike, a heavy bombardment that took out a lot of Terrebethian troops. Actually, a lot of Terrebethian troops, if you notice, were killed in this attack, and the TLF has nobody to fight against as they move up in this position, taking even further territory. And then here, some logistical issue. And artillery bombardment took out, notice that? Took out the Terrebethian vehicles that were here. As you notice, it's continuously getting hit by Goron artillery. That took 4 major vehicles out here in the Kobbvatn region. You still have a couple of Terrebethian tanks still waiting, but you notice how a tree has blocked one here. Second one doesn't really have anywhere to go with all the tanks and vehicles in front burning. But as you notice here, the enemies of the state are charging. Here's a TLF member here. These are all TLF members. As you notice, all these TLF members that are opposing the government, opposing what has been going on in the country, opposing what policies have been set by the Progressive Party. They have taken matters into their own hands. Some support them, some are against them. But whatever your political views are, whatever you believe in, whatever anyone believes in, it doesn't change the fact that there is a real conflict going on in our country once again. Something we hope we would not see in terms of a civil war. But not only that, you also have, because you have Terrebethian Liberation Front members here shown, but you do have to remember that some of them, among them, are Goron troops. And these Goron troops are doing what they can to take advantage of the situation. The current political situation has definitely gotten the Gorons once again interested in this area. Here you notice some footage of some Goron troops moving in into Terrebethian territory. So this again is not a declaration of war from Goron Land, but it does show that they are willing to encroach on territory whenever needed. And that has been a problem. It has been a problem for the Terrebethians, and it continues to be a problem. More and more Terrebethians Liberation Front members move in. They're getting closer and closer. As you notice, according to the map, they're getting closer and closer to the border that was set by the Gorons. And one sometimes has to think to themselves, is this what the Gorons initiated? Is this the reason why this occurred? This cannot be the reason why. If the Gorons decided to do what they wanted to do, well, that's just the way it has to be. TLF members continue to make their path across farther and farther to where the original border was set up by the Gorons. There seems to be no confirmed report of any of them being Goron soldiers. It seems to be everybody that is taking part in the revolution. Um, Seems that Goron troops have entered the Kobbvatn region on the side of the Terrebethians, including a fierce, ruthless bombardment, as you had noticed. But they also have invaded the area, but continue to stay back, while these TLF members are fighting forward. But as we can see, there are a few trees knocked down that were knocked down by actually Goron bombardments. Some destroyed Terrebethian military vehicles and Terrebethian troops dead, killed from the Goron bombardments. But now, as we take a look and see how the TLF manages to move in, how they measure up against the vehicles that they have here that are sitting back here, still good. There's telling if the vehicles will react or what'll happen if these guys will go forward. It seems like they want to stop here and kind of create a new forefront. This is the new area. It seems like they'll launch an attack from. Seems to be a very prominent area in terms of geographically being able to place a good strategic pullout if necessary by going in one direction or facing the Gorons for the Terrebethians, facing the Gorons along with the rebels in the other direction. This is the Terrebethian News Network reporting. This report is to confirm an earlier report on several vehicles that belong to the Terrebethian military that were parked in Terrebethian territory in the Terrebethian-controlled side of the Kobbvatn region on a road leading back to one of the previous borders set by the Goron military and the Goron government. Had some vehicles parked here legally as they were allowed to, who unfortunately were met with an attack, a ruthless attack against them that goes unjustified. It's an attack that we did not think would occur. It's not an attack that we saw coming. It's been a while since an attack like this has taken place. And the fact that this attack has taken place on our soil once again shows that it can be quite dangerous being in this position, even in a position that you're not ultimately comfortable. As you notice, destroyed much of this forested area, took several Terrebethian vehicles out, massacred ruthlessly. This is just quite unacceptable, and the fact that this is continuing to go on, that these problems are continuing to happen, show that our country needs some major reform coming. Thank you. Reporting from Kobbvatn region, Terrebethia. Back to you.